insiders explaining what's happening in Hollywood. We have done numerous stories about Hollywood's collapse. And I have, this is video from an interview. I'll play this in a second. I'll back it up a little bit. This is from the California Insider. It's a YouTube channel that I watch every once in a while.
Yeah.
They cover California news. And here is
cover the decline of California.
Yeah, exactly. This is David Graves. He is a film industry expert and IATSE union member. He says streamers have disrupted the Hollywood model, and we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this for you just so you can get the crux of this here. So here we go. It's a little longer clip, but worth seeing.
69.
Are you watching it, or are you going to bring it on screen? I feel like you're just watching a video while we're all hanging out here.
Wait. Sorry. Didn't I share it?
Yeah, sometimes I feel like you're just watching TV while we're doing this live stream.
No, it's sorry, Alan. No, I apologize. I thought I shared it. My apologies. Let me get back to that. Here we go. Here we go. Come on.
And what popped it was the WGA and the SAG After Strike. And so prior to the WGA and the SAG After Strike,
which was last year, right?
That was last year. We started seeing a contraction, slow contraction, but a slowdown. And that slowdown was predominantly because the streamers started oversaturating the market. And so to break this down, because it's a little complicated.
Can you explain to us what you mean?
Yeah. Everyone knows that primetime television is typically a bigger budget, or big features or bigger budget shows, right? Higher quality. But if you're watching something on the Sci-Fi Channel, and as a sci-fi fan, I'm going to get yelled at for this, I'm sure, but if you're watching something on the Sci-Fi Channel, it's not necessarily as good quality. It might be still good acting, but not great acting, still good writing, but not great writing, still good lighting, but not great lighting. And it's just, there's less money being spent. When the streamers during this COVID-19 thing, and what they needed was to get subscribers on platform, and they needed to get eyeballs on content, because data collection was a really big thing for them. And so they needed to get people on platform and get them watching content. And in order to do that, when we came out of the COVID shutdown, we went into COVID restrictions. They were producing loss leaders. They were producing content that wasn't necessarily profitable, but it was getting people to come to.
So the idea was that let's make really high quality content
for everybody,
for all these niche products, because they're going to subscribe and it's going to work out.
Well, it's going to get people to the platform. And once people get to the platform, then the streamers can start kind of collecting data. They can start trying to figure out what type of content people want.
So that's one clip from this. It's a little longer. We'll put a link in the description. Here's another clip. Here we go.
People don't really give the soft power the credence it deserves, right? Like the American ideal, freedom, prosperity, equality, all of these things that we all love as Americans, we push this out in our content. We push this out in our movies. Those are messages that we put onto the world. So what's happening right now is we're losing our film industry. It's leaving the country. Like I said, it's not California versus Georgia anymore. It's the United States versus the world. And so do we want other countries like China to have the lion's share of production? Because that's what's happening. You have countries that don't share our ideology, don't share our belief structure, that are backing production content now. And you have American movies that don't show in China unless they edit the movies so that they can play in China. So it's like, you already have this happening. Do we want content being produced by other countries that don't share the same views as we do, and then we're just buying it back from them?
I have been saying this a long time. There need to be movies that reflect American values. And we're not doing that now. We're almost holding back. The messages in movies used to be hopeful, used to reflect the American spirit. And it was popular all over the world, outside of America and inside of America. But we now have a generation of new writers, producers, people behind the scenes that aren't down with America. And it reflects, this guy is calling it out. He's right. And I've been saying this a little bit more. And
I've become, just to piggyback, it's become intentionally anti-American.
Correct.
It's like we are intentionally injecting values that Americans used to hold and injecting the opposite values. Proof that it works, Top Gun Maverick. Even we commented on Avatar Way of Water because it had a family message behind it. Those are little things that audiences want to come and watch in their movie theater. Just these little positive messages, patriotism of hope. Keep going.
And it stands out because everything else isn't that. So when like a Top Gun Maverick comes out and does really well, and that movie played it safe in some ways, the enemy was referred to as the enemy, right?
Well, the first one did the same thing. So.
Right. It's fine. It's fine. And it also doesn't date it, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's also why we're probably leaning toward Superman doing much better than the Fantastic Four. Because the indications we get is that maybe Superman is heading in that direction. Back to,
and maybe we need, by the way, the first test screening of Superman, they did not use the words in any form, truth, justice, and the American way was not in the movie in the first cut. That made change. There was a second test screening. It sounds like it's being changed even more. You need that. Go back and watch 2002 Spider-Man. There's the 2002 Spider-Man seems like out of another time. It ends with an American flag. There is mentions of religion. Aunt May is religious, goes to church. There is a really like innocent romance with MJ and Peter Parker that's just really touching. You don't see that in movies anymore. Movies aren't even like just hopeful and romantic and cute, like in terms of the romantic side of it. Anyways, a little bit more of this, and I have another clip from a different thing I want to show.
Like that's what's happening. We're offset. We're shooting our content out. We're making it somewhere else. We're abiding by that government's rules, by their regulations, by their subsidy rules, and then we're ingesting it back in the United States. Doesn't make any sense.
When you mentioned...
Yeah, so this is a really good interview. It's an hour. We'll put the link in the description. Yeah. I have something else to show related. This is about an indie film comeback. I'm going to just get right to that. What?
You froze on the wrong frame for this guy. I mean,
yeah, no.
So what we're seeing now is this push towards a more...
This is also from California Insiders. So I think this is a different. Yeah. Here we go. Let me just play this.
More independent movement where kind of what we saw in the early 90s, this indie scene of really kind of original filmmakers wanting to make their own projects, not always the $200 million movie, but we want to go back to making $2 to $5 million movies. You know, comedies that used to be so inexpensive to make, but used to generate hundreds of millions at the box office. We want to go back to old school filmmaking and really kind of capture that audience, which has been drifting away from Hollywood for so long.
So in a sense.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what I've been saying. This is an opportunity with what's happening with Hollywood. This is an opportunity for indies to take the place, to make smaller budget indie movies, under 10 million indie films, and really capture that American spirit, but just also great storytelling. We've reviewed, I think, every Angel Studios movie that's come out. I mean, they've varied in quality, but at least they have a vision.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And the old models are breaking down. I mean, last time we talked to a filmmaker who self-distributed. You know, he went and just contacted theaters, asking them if they want to show his film, and that's how he got his movie out there. You know, the barriers are breaking down because Hollywood can't sustain itself financially anymore, economically anymore.